Sometimes the world feels loud and tall. Sometimes you hit a hidden wall. But XTERMIGATOR's at the door, helping you find that easy floor. He's got the tools, he's got the plan to do the things that only he can. XTERMIGATOR kids, now pop, solving problems bit by bit to do the things that only he can. Gator kids, XTERMIGATOR kids, yeah! Everything's gonna be a perfect fit. Big green heart, ready to start, let the fun begin.
Shh! Do you hear that wobble? A single jar is wobbling on the lily shelf. Tilt, tilt. And Tilly's mouth is a tiny O. Hi, I'm XTERMIGATOR. When one small wobble makes a big pause, that's a clue we can follow.
If a big job feels like a giant puddle you can't cross, I believe tiny steps are the detective's secret. Not rushing, but finding one small thing to do right now. We'll practice one 3-step habit that helps your brain make the first move. Small steps still count.
Meet Tilly. She loves lemon lily jam and arranging jars on her shelf. But today, she stopped at the doorway and said, "I don't know where to start." Tilly mumbles, "It's too big." And I crouch down and whisper, "What's one tiny jar we can fix together?"
Her shoulders went up like 2 little hills. Her toes kept tapping, and she let out a small storm cloud sigh. Those little moves are detective clues, tiny signals that say, this feels big right now. A few clues to notice in yourself or a friend. Thoughts that race like tadpoles, fingers that want to move, or a big whoosh of breath. Aha! Noticing those signs is the first move toward a tiny plan. Okay, time for the tiny step ladder. Spot. Pick the very next tiny action. One little thing you can touch or move. Slice. Make that into a 2-minute rung. Something quick you can try. Celebrate. Give a tiny cheer, a sticker, or a little wiggle when you finish. Different is beautiful. Let's try a small swamp example. Tilly points at one dusty jam jar. Spot. Pick that jar. Slice. Set a 2-minute timer and give the lid a little twist. Rub the dusty label and set it down with a soft clunk. Celebrate. Clap once. Stick a paper star on a pretend ladder or do a tiny happy dance. A plan helps my brain. Want to try one now? Pause the show for just a second and pick a single tiny step. I'll wait. Nice. Maybe you picked put one shoe in the box or close one book. That pick was Spot. Now think, how can that be a 2-minute slice? 2 minutes is short, just enough to try and feel the first move. Ready?
Okay. Start now. 1. Deep breath in and whoosh out. Reach for that tiny action.
2. Fingers moving, even a little wiggle. 3. Notice your shoulders. Soften them. If your head says, I can't, nod at the thought and keep your hands busy for a bit. Almost there. 10, 20, you did something. If you finished early, clap. If you didn't, that's brave too. Time's up. Nice work. How was that? Maybe you finished the tiny step. Hooray! Maybe you tried and stopped. That's okay. Troubles sometimes look like a rung that still feels steep. Imagine a buddy beside you. One friend holds the jar while the other hums a silly tune. That little help can make the next rung feel smaller. If a rung still feels too hard, try quick helpers. Draw a picture of the first move, ask a friend to sit next to you, move to a quieter spot, or split the rung into 2 tiny bits. Small adjustments keep the ladder gentle. Together, we are unstoppable. Here are 3 short things to say when you need help. Can you help me with one small step?
can I try a 2-minute turn? And I'm stuck. Can we make a tiny plan? Grown-ups can answer with, small steps are great. Or, take your time. I can help find the first rung. If you want a little wall ladder, draw 3 rungs on paper. 1 for spot, 1 for slice, 1 for celebrate. Let kids pick stickers for each rung. When grown-ups praise effort, I saw you try, and that was brave. It teaches us to try again without pressure. Small steps still count.
Before we go, here's a tiny detective secret. Keep celebrating even if a rung is only half done. A half rung learned is a clue for next time. Different brains use different ladders, and that makes our swamp clever. Try one tiny stepladder task today and tell a grown-up or teacher one rung you did. Let's look for the real clue in small wins.
Goodbye for now. Keep your detective hat ready. And remember, together we are unstoppable. One tiny step at a time. See you next time in the swamp.